Hello everybody, as we get into week 2 of the RLCS, I wanted to cover another game because I only got one done during this week. Everything got a bit busy and stuff, and I didn't have the time where I thought I wouldn't be interrupted to really get a good review in. So I really wanted to do this one though, because I thought there was a lot of interesting talking points, and it was from two of my favorite teams in the EU. If you listen, you know I love mousesports, and I like Monaco because Tigre's for mouse, and I follow a little bit of soccer in real life, so it's kind of cool. I think that Monaco has a Rocket League team. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm going to cover games 1 and 2 because I thought they were the most definitive of the series. Game 1 because it's the only game Monaco won, and I wanted to talk about some of what happened in it. And then game 2 we'll cover in detail because it was close, and I think it showed a lot of what both teams did right and what both teams did wrong. So yeah, this video is just from Rocket League's YouTube channel if you guys want to check it out. Yeah, so let me find this goal real quick. And this one, if this is the one I remember it being, oh yeah, I forgot. So this game was super dead at the start. Like it took ages for anybody to get any offense going. And right there, that miss by Speed was exactly what typified this series for him, which is sad to say, because he had a decent offensive performance, but he missed a ton on the backboard. And if you go back and watch this whole series, you will see a ton of that, and that's what kept Monaco in this series. I do think mousesports is a top 3 team in EU, but it's going to come down to how their defense will perform the rest of the year, and I think they can fix it out. These guys are obviously elite players. Something like simple backboard defense isn't like learning in an entire new technique like when you tried learning flip resets when you're in Platinum, you know what I mean? So these guys can easily do it, and if they can, it'll be a huge improvement. Obviously they could keep more goals out, but that solid backboard defense, I really believe it's key to starting good counterattacks. Not every backboard clear starts a counterattack, but having the option for it to be like a threat the opponents have to consider, and maybe making a third man back, be a bit more patient if they're worried you might start a nice play. It's really critical for elite teams in Rocket League these days. So yeah, not a spectacular to play by Speed, but it's alright. Sometimes misses just happen, you know, and it was just unfortunate that happened to lead to a goal. Let me just find the next goal here. I know it's close. Yeah, this one should not. Monaco should have won this right here. Right here, Ignite tries to go for the bump and stuff. Scrub kill hits it out. Cooks here has it, but Tigre turns on it in a terribly awkward space. And I'm gonna argue. I think in my head this makes sense. Right here, Tigre starts to turn. Cooks here is getting this every day before Tigre does. Like, look how far away when Cooks here hits this ball. Look how far away Tigre is. He has no chance of getting this. And at this point, if Tigre just kept shadowing and falling back to the net, he would at least have a chance of reacting and saving it. Obviously, Cougar absolutely smashed this ball. He hit it 104 kilometers per hour, but he'd at least have a chance of saving it and having Extra come across, because look where Extra is already in that split second. So Extra could have pressured it if Tigre just went back and tried to save it. I'm not saying he could have, but I do think it was a really bad challenge by Tigre. I do think he was way out of reach, and at that point he was just trying to obviously force the touch and hoping Cooks here would miss, but Cooks is not going to miss that. I don't remember how long game 1 overtime is, but I suppose we'll see. Oh yeah, it's this goal. Oh, overall, right here, that's a decent play by Ignite, and obviously it's kind of awkward for Scrub, and he like quote-unquote got the save. But Ignite's touch wasn't insane. Cooks here, some awkward backboard defense, kind of just popped it down. Tigre isn't able to get the hit. Cooks here tries to clear it, and Ignite forces a really nice 50-50 to give Extra a shot. And I think they said Cooks here bumped him a little bit here, but either way, it wasn't a spectacular offensive play. Kind of just ended up like a solid 50-50. Sometimes just turns into those goals, especially when there's only like one guy in net and your team is closing in on them like that. It really creates a position where the defense can't really handle very well. Even Scrubkill, one of the best defenders in the world. A solid win from Monaco. Obviously there were mistakes from both teams. Mouse had 2 shots on target, look at that. Monaco had 11. And at this point the alarm bells are going off, right? But anyways, let's skip ahead to game number 2. This one I will analyze in detail as well. I won't analyze the last few games just because I only have so much time, and I think I don't want to like overload you guys with like an hour and a half of information, especially with the next week of RLCS starting soon. I'll I'll be able to make more next week, hopefully.
Speed, that's a great bump.
So, oh yeah, I want to talk about this post. This is cool. When it comes out, Tigre gets the hit, but it just gives away possession. And Speed, even though his play right here isn't great, it puts it down to extra, where he can't do much with it. Like, it kind of just like pops onto his car, and so he can't really take control very easily. And it falls down, giving Scrubkill the ball. Scrubkill comes up, and now at this point, Speed comes over and takes that boost. I believe he did. Maybe the boost was already gone. But either way, now Extra kind of had to deal with that awkward ball, and Ignite couldn't get to it either right here after Scrubkill takes it up. Or Extra like kind of bonks it, and Ignite can't take good control of it. And now they don't have momentum. None of these guys, Extra, Ignite, and Tigre, are all kind of just like slowly sitting like right there. If you notice, they're all kind of just standing, moving very slowly. Extra has no momentum, and Ignite's just on the wall like trying to take control of the ball. So Cooksier is able to close in and like really enforce his presence on this backboard of Monaco, and he kind of like pops into Ignite, but Cooksier stays in there and kind of bumps Ignite just a little bit to the point where he can't get a solid challenge on Speed. Speed comes in and just gets a nice solid 50-50 because they were able to keep their rotation going so smoothly while Monaco was kind of just sitting around and not able to move much. Really nice play. Obviously a bit unlucky that it bounced out, but I guess mousesports deserved it after Scrubkill's save in game 1 kind of bounced into the net. That I thought was a really nice hit, but obviously Tigre's just there to read it, pops it out, and Ignite is able to beat him. And Scrubkill's touch there, did you see that? That was really weak, and I don't think he got bumped or anything like by Cooksier. I'm pretty sure it was just a nice, solid pop down to him that he could have had, and he just kind of gives it to Ignite and Extra. So Extra takes it, but Cooksier is able to get it out, and now Ignite has to deal with the ball. Cooksier is low on boost though, but he still goes for this ball, and it's risky because if he's beat, he's out of the play for a while because Ignite just took the back boost, Extra took the mid boost, but he's able to get a nice challenge and it bounces out. And so at this point you're like, oh nice, mousesports taking possession of the field, like help putting that pressure on Monaco's side of the field. It actually gets up a huge touch there, amazing touch, and gets it into a flip reset dunk on Scrubkilla. And what are you supposed to do about that, man, right? Like, look at this. When we see Cooksier's on the back wall, we know this. He just challenged for the ball. And you see Speed at the bottom of your screen right now. He's there. He's the second man, you know, going for the scoring opportunity. Scrubkill is in the back. And at that point, he's just past midfield. And he goes back to grab that big boost. Because Extra right here, like Scrubkill, he's been in this situation 1,000 times. He knows how long it'll take to get from A to B. He knows he can get that big boost before Extra can get the ball in net. And he comes up and he makes the save initially, but a huge dunk comes in from Extra. And that's just a spectacular individual play that really gives me hope for Monaco. There are a lot of moments in the series where they really played well together and individually. Obviously, they ended up losing the series, but I think that's just because mousesports is a better team and mousesports started to figure things out. Well, I'm going to refresh this page real quick because I think I'm just going to do this, maybe that'll work better. But yeah, anyways, I want to go back a second here. Right here, just after that goal, they have another nice play. Cooksier tries to take it up, Extra pops it down to Tigre. Tigre takes really nice control of it as well, and is able to beat him inside, and Ignite's able to pop it over Cooksier. Like, that play doesn't lead to a goal, I don't believe. And it forces, oh yeah, and so I want to get back to that in a second too. But either way, it was a really nice play by Monaco there. Team play, working together just after we saw that amazing flip reset. And so these guys definitely have potential, and they show they can beat these guys. And Cooksier and Scrubkill, obviously known to be two of the best defensive players in the world. These guys can create offensive chances and really control possession, obviously, even if this one didn't lead to a direct shot on goal. And right here, Cooksier challenges, but Ignite puts it up. And Speed comes and gets the hit. And right here, he can turn on this. Like, Extra, it's such an awkward position that Extra couldn't get to it first either. And he just keeps going. But Speed ditches and goes for mid boost. But there's no one to be there, because Cooksier we saw just challenged. He has to rotate out. Scrubkill just spawned, so he's trying to, you know, not be useless while he's low on boost. So it gives Extra the time to steal the boost, pops it up, and unluckily Tigre can't get there in time. But either way, I thought that was a really interesting decision by Speed, and that it would have been much better if he just decided to like challenge that, because no one was coming. He had time to be there, and even if he was low on boost, he could have forced to 50-50. Sorry I'm refreshing this. It's bugging me that it's low frame rate. Not very smooth. But anyway, interesting decisions so far and stuff. And now Ignite, this is when he has a 50-50. Nice force by Scrub Killer there, and Speed's able to beat him. Another nice moment by Speed. I do think he had a down defensive series, but it did show he can beat some people. Tigre forced to make a nice read there, but obviously mousesports offense is starting to click a little bit more. Some backboard defense again, a bit curious. Speed just pops it over the middle. Luckily Scrub Killer is able to get some contact, but Ignite pops it in the middle, where Speed just gives it away again. Obviously not a whole much you can do. It's kind of an awkward spot to take control. But either way, and then Scrub Killer comes down, low boost, and dribbles past two of them. Really spectacular play. And forces Ignite to take the touch out to the middle. Cooks here can take it to Speed, and at that point Extra's just terrified of the double tap from Speed. You know, like, you have to defend one of the two options, and at this level you kind of expect Speed to hit that. So he was a bit scared for a second, but once he realized it was too late, Cooks here was there to finish.
But if Extra managed to clear that ball, talk about a defensive play of the day. That was a near impossible read. And Cooks here just advantage of position. Got it home.
A nice challenge by Speed there, and Ignite pops it down. Scrub Killer is able to get an awkward touch, but Speed bumps him and gives Cooks here the ball. Tigre pops it over the middle. Scrub with a nice pop-up, but that's definitely Monaco's ball at that point. So like at this point, they're not really generating a like big offensive opportunity, but they're keeping pressure very well in Monaco's half, and that's one thing that I think we're going to see a lot of throughout the season. But it's just going to come down to a matter of them being able to turn those offensive possessions into offensive chances. Nice block by Tigre there.
4 shots to 2, and a chance here for Extra back post.
Yeah, that's a nice goal. Ties it up with about half the game left. Huge clear by Tigre, and Ignite pops it down, tries to get it in Extra's direction, but Scrub Killer ends up doing it for him. And that was a bit lucky for them that it didn't go in net, because no one was there. So Ignite, nice control on the wall, pops it up, but Speed's able to intercept it. And Tigre just gets a nicer 50-50 on that. And when Ignite takes control, Speed is in an awful position. Like, not that it's his fault necessarily that he was in a bad position, but like, it's just a bad position to be in when you're 2-on-1. And he could have had a chance of this. Again, this is another thing where I don't want to be too nitpicky, because kind of like with earlier when Tigre challenged too early, this time Speed challenged too late. Right here he break checks. He has a decent amount of momentum, and it's understandable why he fake challenges Ignite here. He needs to force out this touch, but Ignite's touch is really good. And Speed has momentum, but he break checks. Did you see that? He break checked super hard, and then he doesn't have any momentum to get up for that ball. Instead, if he just kept moving, and if he jumped up, there's a chance he could have had it. I want to play this one time, just see in real time when he break checks. See that he just like stopped and Extra's able to get it. But at that point, like, it's difficult. But it was definitely a defensive struggle for Speed this night. And I believe that was the only goal until overtime. Yeah. So let's get into this now.
And a nice save to keep overtime going.
Nice little touch by Extra. That was definitely huge. I love getting those in ranked, because a lot of times, like when I hit my defensive clear or something, I might not necessarily be intending to hit a double tap, but it really, really breaks them when it does. Because at this point, Cooks is in the air, and he's still recovering, like he's not in position to challenge again, and you beat Scrub Killer. Now you know Speed doesn't have great backboard defense, and he misses again, and Tigre's able to come in, and you know, like obviously at this point, it's kind of egregious how many errors he had, but Ignite gets a nice high pop-up, and Speed trying to get the backboard again, but he misses. Luckily able to get there before anything too bad happens again. But seriously guys, like, we've all said it a lot this week, but Speed's backboard defense was pretty weak. Nice clear by Extra to buy some time for his team, obviously kind of just giving back possession. Nice hit by Scrub to make them use some boost and take the backboard touch. Now Cooks here when he comes around. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. A commentator just said I thought I gave him a little bit too much space, but Luckily, he's able to turn on it and mix. But Ignite does force out a bad touch, so Tigre's able to take the ball. And obviously this point's kind of just like pinging back and forth until Scrubkill gets a nice pass down to Speed. But it takes an awkward bounce up, and Ignite hits it out to the side.
Back to the middle, Tigre was waiting for it, now Speed. He'll have full boost.
Bad defense again here. Like, it's tough to criticize him because, like, what is he supposed to do here? You know, like, he tries to take a touch and he gets off a flick really quickly, but Tigre is just able to close him down. And at this point, this is really risky if Scrub doesn't get this challenge. It is a really nice challenge, and I think it's just because they trust him. But Cooks here is floating around right there. Scrubkill is falling by the ball, and if Ignite's last man, so if he misses, they're dead. If Scrubkill misses, they're dead. Because look at Speed push up here. If that bounces out awkward, Scrubkill is in the middle of nowhere, and Cooksy and Speed are both pushed up. But he gets a huge 50-50, an amazing recovery and pass, and Cooksy finishes it off. Beautiful game 2 to type the series. And hopefully you guys learned something about like how these pro games work sometime, and like why Mouse struggled for a while, why Monaco looked like they might be able to take the series. In the end, I believe it was... I'll just wait for it to show up. It's going to show up any second. But the shot count was definitely closer to favoring Mouse this time than it was in the first game. 9 shots to 5. And yeah, Cooks here played really well this game, I thought. Speed had some good offensive moments. We see he had 4 shots that Scrubkill didn't have any. But I think this season can only get better for mousesports. I want to check who they're playing real quick, because it was definitely a rough series, and they're playing Reciprocity this week. Mousesports is playing Reciprocity, which I think they might end up losing now because they didn't look convincing at all. And yeah, because like Monaco, they didn't look great against Monaco, but they should easily be able to take that series, right? And I think they had to work harder for the 3-1 win than they would have liked. But now against Reciprocity, if they play like they did against Monaco, they will definitely lose. But that being said, they did get lucky. They started off against a pretty weak team in Monaco, and were able to take a win to get another week to work it out before worrying too much. On the other hand, Monaco's playing against Dignitas, and I'm pretty high on Dignitas. I do think they played well. They generated a lot of solid offensive opportunities, both team plays and solo. They did struggle for a while on their defensive end, I think, but once they started taking control on defense and started to initiate those like controlled counterattacks instead of just moving it downfield, for example, goals 1 and 2, their first goal in game 1 and their first goal in game 2, they started to look better. So I do think Monaco will struggle against Dignitas. I think Dignitas will be one of the best teams in Europe this season. But if Monaco can come out after a decent showing against Mouse and fix some things up, then they'll definitely be in a solid position if they can take out Dignitas. I don't think they will. And Mouse versus Reciprocity should be one of the best games of the week. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I've been Emma. Thanks for watching.